I believe we are ready to go.
I think so. Let me sit on down.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Hello.
Hello.
We don't know what we're doing.
No, this is a first.
I hope my hair looks okay.
Your hair looks great. Does my hair look okay?
It looks beautiful. Great. My name is Cameron.
And I'm Stephanie.
We host a podcast called Drunk Art Chat. But this isn't the podcast.
No, it's not. Surprise, you can see us. This is what we look like.
We can't dance. Well, Stephanie can. I can't.
Yeah, you can dance.
What are we doing today with a camera in front of us?
What aren't we doing? Oh, damn. This is...
several things.
Welcome to Drunk Movie Review.
Whoa.
Did we blow your mind?
Sorry. I have to clean that up. So we should just get right into it.
Yeah, so Drunk Movie Review is pretty much what it sounds like. We are going to review a movie while drunk, which I can say maybe I'm there.
Steph's pretty much there. I had a drink, but we do have some other
drinks. I believe this is the spice rum Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It always burns.
It always burns. It's always spicier than I think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I feel warm.
Oh my god, I feel warm too. So, I guess to give you a little history of how Drunk Art Review, the podcast, came about was Cam and I are part of a bad movie night group where a bunch of us, you guys don't know what us is, a bunch of our friends and us got together and watched bad movie reviews, watch bad movies.
Just bad movies, without reviewing them.
Yeah, without reviewing them, we'd watch bad movies like The Room, Fateful Findings, Troll 2, and one day we watched Repo, the Genetic Opera. Mm-hmm. And apparently I was so drunk that I started spewing out facts. And Cam was really drunk too.
Yeah, I don't really remember a lot of the facts or the movie.
But my partner was super embarrassed and was like, what the fuck? And then that inspired me where I was like, maybe I should do a podcast while drunk. Maybe Cam would be great for that podcast while drunk.
Still haven't figured it out.
So here we are. We are paying tribute to the movie that started it all. And also, it's October, so Halloween. So, Repo the Genetic Opera. Did I even say Repo the Genetic Opera?
You, just now?
Oh.
I don't know.
So we're reviewing Repo the Genetic Opera. Hooray!
Good.
What are we drinking before we do this?
Other than the rum, this is also some wine. White wine by Prophecy.
Yes, it's the Pinot Grigio.
So good.
Delicious. So, Repo the Genetic Opera. I'm going to pull my phone because this is what we do in the podcast. It came out in 2008. Directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, who also directed a few Saw movies. So there is actually, when you watch the movie, if you notice the background cast, there are people from the Saw movies actually in the movie. Oh. And it was originally based off a screenplay by Terrence Zidinch, blah, 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 and Darren Smith.
Zidinch. Sorry, Terrence. Terrence Z.
Terrence Z, and it's based off their screenplay, The Necromerchants. The Necromerchants Debt.
We'll put it on the screen, maybe, if we can. If we can figure that out.
Yeah. And it's starring Alexa Vega, who was in Spy Kids. Mm-hmm. Paul Sorvino, who was most famously in The Goodfellas. Who else is it starring? Paris Hilton.
Right.
Bill Moseley, Ogre from, what's that band called? Skinny Puppy. Ha! And just a bunch of people. Oh, Sarah Brightman. How can we forget? The original Christine from The Phantom of the Opera. So, Cam, tell us what the movie is about. And get more drunk, please.
Okay.
Catch up.
So the movie is about a man who steals your organ. Well, doesn't steal them. He repossesses your organs because you bought them from
Jinko.
From Jinko. And but here's the twist. You see, the man is a father, and he has a daughter who is sick, and she doesn't know anything. Oh, by the way, spoilers! She doesn't know anything about any of this. That he does this stuff. We just watched it, and I'm nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. Just pretend the camera's not there. Pretend you're looking at me.
But yeah, the shit goes a little crazy because so the bad guy, Roddy, he owns Jinko, and the thing is, you see, he was in love with the dad's no, sorry. He was in love. This is bad. What I'm doing.
How about you draw what you think the movie's about, and I'll explain a little bit. So the movie takes place in a dystopian future around like 2030, so like dystopian future. And basically society is relying on this huge company called Jinko to
Sorry. Go on.
This company is people are relying on this company called Jinko for organs because people, to save them from cancer, blood diseases, yada yada. Maybe it's elective surgery. People are relying on this company called Jinko for organs and body parts and yada yada yada. So that's basically how society is. Then you got this girl who's sick all her life with a blood disease, and her dad, Nathan, is secretly a repo man who repossesses organs if you can't make payments in time for Jinko. Am I doing okay so far?
Yes.
Great.
I think you're doing much better because you've seen it.
I've seen it 1,000 times. Cam has only seen it twice. So Nathan is a repo man working for Roddy, who is the CEO of Jinko, who used to date Nathan's past wife, Marnie.
Mm-hmm.
And Marnie's dead because Nathan had to either choose Marnie or Shiloh, the main character, by the way. Shiloh's the main character, and she has a blood disease. She's sick. She's been sick all her life. And, so, where was I? So, we really should look like at a plot thing while we're doing this while drunk.
This is bad.
Bad. So, Roddy has children, which are played by Paris Hilton, Bill Moseley, and Ogre from Skinny Puppy. And they're spoiled and rotten. He's like, oh my god, I don't want to leave Jinko to these assholes. I'm going to reach out to Shiloh and give her Jinko, but she has to kill her father, Nathan, the repo man, the dad.
Yeah.
And then we find out that Sarah Brightman, who plays Blind Mag, is, singing, and I'm not making any sense. We are super drunk.
Yeah.
So Cam drew this beautiful piece.
That's Roddy, and then he's like with Marnie, and they like each other. They're dating. It's good. But then Nathan's back here like, oh, she's cute.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. And then they get married, and Roddy's not happy about it, and that's as far as I got.
And then they have Shiloh, who is born with a blood disease. But then, surprise, Nathan's actually poisoning her because he wants to keep, not to sound gross, he wants to keep Shiloh to himself because he's like, the world is bad, like, you can't be out there, like, I'm gonna protect you.
He's overbearing, overprotective.
Yeah, so he's making her sick.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in the end...
What just happened?
I don't know.
In the end. Well, a big opera happens.
Yeah.
And Roddy keeps, like, luring Shiloh out and saying, I have your cure. And then, so he brings out the cure. No, he doesn't bring out the cure. He brings out the Shiloh to the place. And then the dad's like, no. And then it's all revealed that, the dad is the
the
repo
person.
man.
Well, he's the repo man, and he's also the person behind her sickness. So she's like, what the fuck? And he's like, kill your dad, and I will give you Jinko.
Yeah. And then all of Roddy's kids are like, no. And then, the whole thing happens. Did you mention Mag at all? Like, once?
A little bit.
Okay, because I was drawing, so I don't know. But I didn't. Yeah, that she dies. Because she has
Marnie's eyes that are like beautiful and magnetic and like blah 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 blah.
But basically everybody kind of dies at the end except for Shiloh and the kids of Roddy.
This is going great so far.
Very good. Aww.
Blind
How
man.
good that is. That's so good.
When she sings her beautiful song, who is played by Sarah Brightman. Did I mention she was the original Christine for the Broadway musical Phantom of the Opera?
Well, now you know.
Choice. I feel like we missed a bunch of stuff because we're drunk.
Yes. I don't know.
Did we mention this is all an actual opera? Like, they don't really talk. This is all sung out throughout the movie.
Yeah. It would be weird to call it an opera if it was just a
Repo,
movie.
the genetic opera. How long is the movie? 98 minutes. It's not even that long of a
pretty
movie.
short.
It's great.
Yeah. It moves pretty quickly. And it's very artistic and it's very dark. It's very gothic.
The little goth girl, like mall goth in me. Delightful.
Yes. I described it as a cross between... What's the one?
You said Blade
Runner mixed with like a really mature, very graphic Goosebumps episode for big kids. That's how I felt about it. I think I thought of Goosebumps because every time they zoomed in on the Gene-Co building, which was a lot, I thought of the Escape from Horrorland video game. It felt like the exact same kind of graphics to me. So if you haven't... Sorry. My face just stopped working. If you haven't played that game, should, and then you'll kind of get an idea of what the graphics are kind of like in the movie. It's fun. It's a little campy too.
It's very campy. This is a movie that you can't really take seriously because, I mean, one, it's an opera in the way that, like, no one is talking. Everyone's singing. Like, there might be, like...
There's some lines.
There's some lines, but everything is pretty much sung. Mm-hmm. And it's super campy, like, really black humor. What would you compare it to? If you could. Rocky Horror?
Oh, I see. Sure. Yeah, I guess. Because it's, like, really sexual. It's, like, extremely sexual.
Little Glass Vial.
There's a Little Glass Vial.
Little Glass Vial.
That is one of the more sexual songs, I guess.
Yes.
How they, do
yes,
it.
I think so.
I don't know. It's kind of in its own thing. But I guess, yeah, maybe Rocky's probably the closest because it's also a musical and it's also about, like, spookies.
Spooky.
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 Spooky
It's a
things.
great movie to watch for Halloween, which is another reason why we're reviewing it.
Yeah.
At least
Kicking
in
it
October.
off.
Kicking this off.
Wow. Dance break. Okay.
So, I don't think we explained the ending, but the ending, Shiloh doesn't end up killing her dad. Right. She decides to walk off out of the opera, which is the final scene, and she's like, I'm gonna follow my own destiny. And then Gene-Co is ran by, Amber Sweet and the two other siblings who I can't think of their name right now, which is awful because we just watched it.
Paris Hilton and the other two.
Paris Hilton and Bill Moseley and Ogre from Skinny Puppy, like, they end up ruling Gene-Co because Shiloh doesn't want any of it. So we have 3 questions for this movie review. We just basically gave you the plot, following a regular movie review format. Were we entertained, Cam? I was.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we were entertained.
It's
It's a great movie.
And it's also gross and it's funny. I mean, there are parts that are kind of funny.
I think so. And then rating the movie out of 5 little glass vials.
Little glass vials.
Would you consider this movie artistic?
Yeah. Sure. Yes. It felt, it's very dark, and it has, like, dark, like, Harry Potter vibes a little bit, too. I'm thinking about, like, the costumes are very weirdly, like, obviously it's supposed to be the future. It's a dystopian future, but it's one of those kinds of things where it's, like, it's the future, but it's also, like, retro feeling.
Low budget. It is a low budget film. Paris Hilton actually donated a lot of her clothes as the costumes for the film.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, it is a throwback to, like, cyber goths / Victorian goths / goths / goth / goth.
So I give it, I'm actually, just disclaimer going forward, I'm gonna be, it's really hard for me to rate things. I'm always gonna give it 5. I give it 5 little glass vials.
Little glass vials.
Little glass vials.
Little glass vials. I actually give it 5 little glass vials too. 5. Because I like the usage of color. I don't know if you noticed, because we were kind of drinking while watching the movie. There was like red, blue, and black were the main colors, and it was like consistent through the movie. The music's great. They had Joan Jett like play guitar, and Melora from Rasputina play like some of the music in the background, which are like little goth girl me. I thought the singing was great, costuming, even though like really low budget, was great. Practical effects are great. Everything was great.
It's a fun movie.
Fun movie. Would you recommend the movie?
To certain people, sure. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody, probably.
I'd recommend it to everyone.
Oh. Good.
And then Jerry Springer, final thoughts?
I think it's fun. It's not what I thought it was. I remember when I first heard about it, like, I thought it was something completely different. I thought it was like a bad movie. I thought that's what it was. But I don't think it's actually that bad of a movie. I think it's actually kind of fun and good and well made, and yeah, it just, like, you know, but it does kind of have like a cult following, I think, right? Like, it's not super popular necessarily. It's got good music. I mean, it's all original music, and I like it. I like the 17 song. That's the one that speaks to me.
17.
I feel like I just made the dumbest face I've ever made in my life. So, you would recommend it to everyone?
I would definitely recommend it to everyone. I don't care if it's considered a bad film or not. I mean, it is by, like, it probably, oh man, I'm slurring my words. It probably is considered like a horror film B level, B grade, B class horror film. That's kind of the level it's on, but there's singing, there's humor. It's like black comedy, I guess. Would you consider it black comedy?
Very dark.
I think the acting's great. I think, like, the actors are purposely acting the way they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd recommend it. You should watch it. You should watch it before Halloween or on Halloween to get into that Halloween spirit.
Very good Halloween movie.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I think
this is it.
That's it.
We hope you enjoyed this.
I hope so. Hopefully we'll do more if you like it.
If you like this, yeah.
Maybe even if you don't. I don't know. We're going to try it anyway. Should we watch something else?
Yeah.
Like, what should we watch?
Recommend what we should watch.
And what should we drink?
Other than this delicious Prophecy white wine, Pinot Grigio style.
We'll just keep drinking it.
And our nice mugs. Well, Cam's nice mugs, because I don't live here. This is just Cam's studio.
Boop, classy. Anyway, Thanks for watching.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, check out our podcast. Check out our podcast. You can find our podcast at most platforms, right, Cam?
Yes.
Go for it.
Go for it. Oh,
I meant you.
It's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on
SoundCloud. Anchor. It's on Google stuff. G-Chat, maybe. Blah, blah, blah.
You can find us on G-Chat.
Most platforms that end with podcast.